Today's the day I hopefully will be able to use my shitty Chinese laser just to see if I can laser away some paint. That's the end goal. But a lot of hurdles to take because I'm not familiar with lasers, although they're scary. That's the only thing I know. So I made a sort of a mount for the driver, the laser itself, and this circle is gonna be sitting in my spindle. It's not perfect fit, by the way, but I think when clamped down it will be good enough, I'm pretty sure. Made some holes here that I can tap to make like a cable relief or a strain relief, but yeah, I didn't make the second part yet, but yeah, so I got two wires in the end. This is the power for the laser, and it should be, it states DC 12 volt, which I assume that this driver is stepping it down to the appropriate voltage for this diode, this laser diode, because I'm pretty sure it is not 12 volt. But this sticker was sitting on the laser, and I think what they did is, like, you know, they sell it as a package and apparently the specs are on the laser and not on the driver, so it's confusing. I'm pretty sure that this diode doesn't take 12 volts, pretty sure, more like 3 point something or so, or 4, I don't know. It is a diode, it is like a LED, so it can be a little bit lower, can be a little bit higher, but definitely not 12 volt. You will fry it, I'm sure. I talked to a guy, or he left a message hint from the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. He said don't screw around with these pots on the driver, and I thought I might actually did that already a year back or so. But by the looks of it, there's still some red like locking glue on these potentiometer meters. And it doesn't seem like I've used a screwdriver, so maybe I was like, you know, just let's not touch that. Hopefully I didn't touch it. I don't think I have when I look at it, because one of the potentiometers is full of glue, so there's no way I used a screwdriver to turn anything. I think, no. And the other one might be, but I don't think so. But anyhow, last time I did try use this, it burned in stuff and such, so I don't think I changed it. I think I changed the input voltage plate with it. But since this is a step down thingy as well, it doesn't really matter, I think. You just have to feed it 12 volts. So what I'm gonna do is actually, the thing that is powering my breakout board for the CNC is actually just an ATX power supply. It has a 12 volt line as well, so I'm probably gonna use that one to power the laser. Then there's another thing, safety. This thing turns on without voltage present on the TTL. I'm no expert in this stuff, so TTL, apparently it's these wires. Yes, they are red and black, but that's the only cable that fit this connector, and I didn't want to solder on the board itself, so this is gonna be the TTL. So apparently it's on without anything connected, so by the looks of it, this thing needs 5 volt to be disabled, which is tricky, I think. Because, well, if this thing goes directly to my breakout board, I want to be sure that this output on the breakout board is set high, so putting out 5 voltage when not triggered. I'm not sure if that is even possible, but I would like to have that, because that means that if I power on the board, it will disable this thing unless I say to fire. Now you would say, well, and what if you lose power to your board? Then this thing will turn on. That might be true, but since they're both on the same ATX power supply, I can imagine if the board doesn't have any power, then I assume this one doesn't have either. Unless I unhook a wire to the breakout board, then this thing will turn on. Not the safest still. I'm not sure how to solve that. Maybe a switch, but then again, you know, I rely on me not forgetting stuff, which I probably will in the end. I think when it comes to safety and such, just remember you will. Remember you will forget something somewhere along the way. But yeah, it's probably gonna be like these, well, just for now, and then it's probably gonna stay in this faulty, dangerous way forever. I hope not, actually, because I love my eyes and my ears. So, but what I'm gonna do, I want some connectors on this, of course, because just bare wire is not gonna work. And the only connectors I have are XLR'S, big ones actually. And normally in audio, or almost any branch that uses these connectors, it is used for voltages or power supplies as well, although it has a 4-pin connector then. Usually the one with the pens is the one voltage comes out. See it as well, you know, holes and like pins, and something goes into this one. It's a bit like, I don't know, reminds me of something, you know, maybe, well, the birds and the bees, I guess. So, but that's usually the case. So power is on this one, and this is the receiving end. So that would make sense, but since I got two connections, one is the power and one is the TTL, it is easily mistaken. You can put in the wrong one, like the 12 volt in the TTL, and I don't think it is, well, I don't think it likes it very much. I'm not gonna do the audio style. I'm gonna do one female and one male on this thing. So if you got the cables out, you can at least never turn this one in here by accident. So yeah, I could label it of course as well, but I think in this way you cannot go wrong. So yeah, but I didn't take into account to be using these kinds of huge connectors, so they have to sit somewhere here, I don't know, maybe like this. Maybe I strap it on, I don't know. Yeah, I might actually just tie rip the shit out of it. Might work. So I got some connectors I've used in the past for other purposes. This is a really cheap one. This is not even, yeah, this is not a good one. This is no trick. These are the very, very good ones. Or very good, I mean. Still, they're not that expensive, and it's a really nice connector. Really quality stuff, the no trick. So this is a cheap one, but for this purpose it will function nicely. Ooh. That one looks nasty. Well, anyhow, I don't care. So I'm gonna desolder these so I can use them. And to control the TTL, I've bought some cheapy, very flexible, thin microphone cable back in the day to make for the for the sensors on the CNC, you know, like end of the table and such. But I never installed it actually, because I only had like micro switches, and I don't know, I would like to have the other kind of switches that don't have mechanical switches in them. Read contact, I think it is. So it's just sitting here forever, like most of my stuff. I buy it and then just leave it. But now it is quite handy. So this is it's shielded, so the TTL signal is gonna be in this cable, and I'm gonna ground the sleeve on the, I think on the board side, and then I'm gonna use this for these two for the pull-up voltage, 5 volt. So it is shielded. That's good. Gonna use this cable as well for the power, since although it is a 2.5 watt laser, the input is 12 volt, so it only adds up to like 0.2 amp. I'm pretty sure this cable managed to do that, and just to be sure I will use the sleeve as minus and these two together to transport the current to the driver. And 200 milliamps is easily, it will handle easily. So I actually have all the components in house, so it's nice if you buy random stuff and leave it forever, but at least not throw it away. You will end up with some nice materials to work with.